access to justice. Gabriel is very passionate about refugee rights, post-migration issues, and working with refugee projects since 2023. He was very tiny way back when he was 2013, sorry. He was so tiny when he was our student way back. And now it gives me pleasure to invite him to the panel as a legal officer, refugee law project. And you see, I think those are the joys of a teacher also, to see to see your child grow through the different stages of law school, and now he can sit on a panel and share his expertise with others. You're welcome, Gabriel. Thank you very much. Our second panelist is Senior Superintendent of Police, Caroline Kushemererwa from Kampala Metropolitan Police. Afande Caroline, you're very welcome to the panel. I'm also delighted to have you and know you. I'm always engaging with Afande Maureen, the head of, I think she's probably still the head of the Family and Children Protection Unit. Yes. Yes, so we are happy to have you share the experiences from the Family and Protection Unit, and she will talk about the role of the Children and Family Protection Unit in addressing and overcoming the barriers in access to justice for children. A round of applause for her, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for the services you offer as Uganda Police Force. And then finally, our next panelist is also a very distinguished member of the bar and the bench. You know, as we are campaigning to be members of the Judicial Service Commission. We take delight. I take delight in introducing to you His Worship Conrad Oroya from the judiciary. Although I first met him in Gulu when he was a lecturer in Gulu University, and where I used to go to train about clinical legal education, etc., etc. And now he progressed to the bench, and we are happy to have him there. His lordship is a magistrate. His worship, sorry, is a magistrate with the judiciary, currently stationed at the Law Development Center Court. He is also the General Secretary of the Uganda Judicial Officers Association. In 2016 to 2017, His Worship Conrad was awarded a prestigious Commonwealth Scholarship by the Commonwealth Scholarship Commission, and he pursued a master's in law in international criminal law and international human rights law with special module on children and the law. His worship emerged the overall best LLM graduate and also awarded the best LLM dissertation in 2017. Mine in 2009 was not the best, although it was also very good. At Banjul University, UK. Okay, that's where he attained the LLM. His worship also has a wealth of knowledge and experience in family law, criminal procedure and human rights practice, and the family and children's court adjudication. Your worship, you're extremely welcome to the podium, the panel. And as you walk, be reminded that I am still waiting for you at the School of Law to symposium we were told of some of the challenges that I would like to bring to your attention. Things like overcrowding in the remand homes. Nakuru Remand Home, where we do some work, reported that at the moment, as we speak, as of yesterday, they had 232 juveniles in Nakuru Remand, just there next. Its capacity is about 120. Kapiringisa National Rehabilitation Home reported that they have 400 and about 65 juveniles in the rehabilitation at Kapiringisa, yet it has a capacity of about 300. We have about 7 remand homes across the country. Those of you who may not know, we have Kabale, Otpoto, Masindi, Arua, Mbale, Gulu, and then the other, have I mentioned Masindi and others that the team will speak to us about? The question there then is, how many juveniles in total are in these remand homes? The data is not very clear. Hopefully somebody from Ministry of Gender will give us those statistics. As of today, how many children do we have in the remand homes? How many of those are refugee children? Is there that kind of statistic? How many of those are children with disabilities that may need special care and attention, as we have seen, even in the education sector from the video? So those are some of the challenges. The probation officers raised challenges. They are too few and running around with a broad spectrum of tasks in their hands, looking at children in abandoned children, child neglect issues, adoption issues, etc., and then also the juvenile justice issues. Yet they are few, very limited in number, and poorly facilitated. Parental responsibility, there is an outcry. As parents, we are failing on our duties in ensuring that we ensure the welfare of our children so that our children do not end up in a state of conflict with the law or in a situation that's of vulnerability. So with those few kind of overview on the state of access to justice for our children in Uganda, I would like to invite the speakers to speak, and we shall follow, I think, the agenda here, or rather, as it is listed here. We shall start with Senior Superintendent Caroline Kushemerira. My actually tongue gets a bit tight to tell us the role of the Child and Family Protection Unit in addressing and overcoming the identified barriers. And you'll speak for about 15 minutes on that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I am Senior Superintendent of Police, Kushemerira Caroline, and I head the Child and Family Protection Unit for Kampala Metropolitan Police. I have been in this unit for over 16 years. That time I've spent in the police, I've spent it in this unit. So this is the most work that I know and that I've learned. On the police setup, every division or every district, you find their officers of child and family. And at every region, you find there an office of child and family. And other than the officers of child and family, we have cases that we handle together with the Criminal Investigations Department. And those are cases of defilement. We don't directly handle them, but we work with the officers of CID and support them, especially on the victims. So some of our roles are, we do investigations, and we handle some of the cases that we handle are abandoned children, deserted children, those children that are neglected, and also unaccompanied children. Most of the children that you find in children's homes, they have been taken there by the Child and Family Protection Unit of the police. All those cases that have been reported at the police. We do investigations, and other than investigations, also we handle cases of domestic violence, those that are related to the children and those that are also related to the families, and many other cases, but I will only talk about the cases of children here. Other than investigations, all victims that are children that come to the police, the Child and Family Protection Unit will ensure that they are safe, and they also get assistance. Children or neglected children. You realize that the probation and social welfare officers are supposed to do this role. But because these are all government institutions and we are shooting in the same goal, and sometimes you realize that they are also not facilitated. The same as I can say also the police will not be facilitated, but we work hand in hand to ensure that the rights of children are protected and respected. That is why you find a police officer tracing and doing resettlement of some of these children. When we are handling cases of children. We don't say that these ones are refugees and then these ones are Ugandans, but we treat them the same way. Only that the challenges we face with children who are refugees or asylum seekers is a language barrier. And then those with special needs, you'll need a sign language interpreter. Some of them who are using different sign language. However, we work with other organizations. We have worked with the Red Cross. We have worked with the Refugee Law Project, UNHCR, to be able to have access to those services. For children in conflict with the law, we have the diversion guidelines. The diversion guidelines are guidelines that help police to handle cases of children that have committed minor offenses.